Hello and welcome to another video. My name's Mark, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a property investor. And in this video, I'm going to give you a fast way to become a millionaire. In fact, it's what I believe is the fastest way to become a millionaire. And no, I'm not talking about robbing the bank, and I'm not talking about winning the lottery for anybody who's watched my Instagram reels. I'm talking about a certified, quick way of becoming rich or becoming wealthy. I really think this video might be the most important video that I've recorded since I started this YouTube channel. So stay tuned, watch it through. I promise you I'm going to give you all the stuff I possibly can that will give you the best possible chance of building and scaling a business, whether that's in property or in any other sector. So let me preface all of this with who I am and what I run. So I run quite a few companies across a broad range of sectors, and combined the turnover of the businesses that I'm involved in exceeds 10 million. Obviously with COVID, it's a little bit lower at the moment, but normally it would exceed around 10 million. And it's not like I inherited these businesses. I've built them along with business partners from sort of 400k turnover all the way up to 6 million. Another one we got as a startup. We grew that all up into the hundreds of thousands, probably into the millions now. So we've really built these things from scratch, and I've sort of noticed there's a formula to building a business that's pretty ubiquitous regardless of what industry you're in. So whether you're in property, whether you're in bath bombs, no matter what it is, the formula seems to be about the same. And the challenge I've really set myself this morning is to explain that to you in the best possible way I can in 10 minutes. So stick with me. I'm going to give it all that I've got to try and get you all the information I can in 10 minutes or less about how to build and scale a business. Unsurprisingly, to anybody who watched any of my stuff, you know that my first tip is going to be we need to make a plan. Now this means creating a product and finding out what product sector we're going to be in. And products normally fall into two categories, okay? A product or a service. And I'll give you an example of both. A product could be a bath bomb. Lush sell them, lots of people sell them on the internet, jewelry, anything that's physical. A service generally would be something like a consultant or indeed an estate agent. You know, they're not selling a physical product, they are providing a service to someone in a transaction. So I've just edited the first section of this video before I'm going out for a quick walk, and I've just noticed that Alfie's sat here, and I just want to introduce him if I haven't already. He is the cutest dog in the world, he's a Cavapoo. But let's get back to building a business. So how do you start with your plan? Well, the first thing you need to do is decide on the product or service that you're going to sell. Now, I would look at my skill set and understand who it is I am, what it is I enjoy, and what I'm good at. The other thing you need to bear in mind at this early stage is your circumstance, because that will dictate the plan. Now, if you're a single mother and you have very little in savings and you've got a job and you're just keeping your head above water, I mean, congratulations, you're doing a great job. But it's very impractical for you to quit your job tomorrow and go all in on a business. Equally, if you're sat with 100 grand in the bank, no financial pressures, it's a completely different scenario for you. I'm not saying one's right, one's wrong, one's hard, one's easy. I don't believe any of that to be true. I just think you have to be aware of your personal circumstances. So let's have a look at two personal circumstances and two different products and start to run and create a business together. I think that's a great idea. So the first one we'll do is a product, a physical product. And my name's Mark. I am now in a single father. I am at home with two children. I work full time. I keep my head just above water. I have a passion for bath bombs. I absolutely love bath bombs. Whenever I've got some spare money, I go to Lush and I buy some bath bombs. And what I'm trying to get to you is just, this is my passion. It's something that I enjoy and that I spend my disposable income on. And one of the things that I've always thought is, what if I could create a bath bomb? Now, straight away, as a business person, I can start to look at a platform of how you would grow this business out. First of all, you need to develop your product. So the product needs to be this bath bomb that's absolutely fantastic. I don't know what it does. It doesn't necessarily need to be too unique. We're not talking about a bath bomb that actually explodes and blows up the bath. There'd be no demand. But we're talking about a bath bomb that has its own characteristics and is its own unique proposition to the market. When you compare Burger King to McDonald's, they both sell burgers, but they're different. KFC, Domino's, Nando's, they all sell fast food. They're all different. Now, you don't need to be unique. In fact, I don't think necessarily uniqueness is the most important thing. A product that nobody's heard of is difficult to sell. It's much easier to find a segment of the market that's already being done profitably and at scale, you know it works then, and then replicate and improve. So what are my next steps? Now I've decided I'm going to create a bath bomb business. Now I'm looking at my personal circumstances and I'm thinking I've only really got time to do this in the evenings and the weekends. And the great thing about this product that I'm selling is people could buy it online and I could make and package it in the evenings and weekends. So I could work part-time on my business and my future whilst working full-time on my job and my life. This is an excellent way to sweat your own equity at the beginning of a business and make sure you've got a product that's got demand and that people want to buy. Once you've cracked the code of do people want my product and my brand, then it's easier to scale because you just look at how much it costs you to acquire a customer in each channel that you might be operating in. So you might be marketing on Instagram, you might be marketing on Facebook, and you might be able to run a campaign and work out exactly if I spend £1 on marketing, I get a £7 order. My margin in that is X. I am willing to spend X in order to generate X orders. Does that make sense? So now you've got a product, you're happy with your product. I know I've oversimplified this a little bit, so I'm just going to go back a little bit because we need to work out who we're marketing to. Now, let's say, for example, we launch our product, we start creating a brand, we've got our bath bombs, we know that they're good, our family have tried them, they love them, they've been recommending them to their friends, the friends have been buying them, everybody's happy, the product's good, the brand is coming on, we've just developed the slushy mushy. I don't know what other products we've got in development, but we've got our bath bombs going. The next thing to do is work out who our customers are and how we're going to target them. And I'm not suggesting that throughout the product development phase, and bear in mind this is the first iteration, your business will change over time, that you haven't had the end customer in mind. Of course you have. I'm just saying that once you start getting your product out into the real world, you sometimes can be surprised with who your customers become. Social media is actually very scary in the way that you can target people. You can set age, sex, interests, all these sort of things, and target people specifically down to that granular level, which makes it incredibly effective for you to get your product in front of the people that are going to enjoy it. So if you're selling, for example, bath bombs for children, now you'd want to get that in front of mothers of a certain age or of a certain wealth level or certain interests. You can do that with Facebook and Instagram and all that sort of stuff. You can really target to a granular level who you're getting your adverts in front of. Now let's leave the bath bombs behind for a second and switch to a person who is looking to target investors for property deals. Now the reason I'm flipping to that is that virtually half of the people I've spoken to on my consultation calls, and if you want a consultation call, book it now, I'll help you with all of this. This is really good stuff. There's a link in the description to do that. There's also a channel plan in there so you can see exactly what we're doing on this channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and give this video a like. I'm literally pouring my heart out to you guys, giving you as much of the information as I possibly can in this 10 minutes, which is probably going to become 15. So I apologise about that. Anyway, as I was saying, about 50% of the people that I speak to come to me and they say that they want to start packaging and selling deals to investors, but most of them are struggling to get hold of the investors. And what I always say is you need to create a story, you need to create a brand, you need to get in front of the right people, you need to market yourself. Again, Instagram, Facebook, all these tools have fantastic ability for you to be able to target people who are interested in the sector that you're interested in, who are of the certain age group that are interested in what you're doing. There's no point in targeting, or very little point in targeting, 18 to 25-year-olds for property investing. I can tell you from experience that very, very few have enough disposable income and enough capital to make that sector worth targeting for property investing in terms of turnkey solutions. So obviously this video is going to be too short for me to go through every sector with you and every different product that you could sell. But what I want you to really take away from it is that pretty much everything works. All you've got to do is have a look around at the competition, have a look at people that are doing what you're interested in, see what they're doing and take your own unique stamp on that. Never copy, but take what they're doing, all that research that's been done, and then adapt it to your brand and your personality. And don't underestimate the power of a brand. It's the bit that has all the value. The fact that everybody knows what Coca-Cola is what makes Coca-Cola so valuable. So the last thing I really want to share with you, and this is the secret sauce if you want, I want to share with you this concept of the two engines on an aeroplane, okay? And I want you to think of any business, any product, any service, anything that you could sell to the public or to the businesses in this way. I want you to think of them as two engines on an aeroplane. On one engine, you have marketing, you have sales, you have brand, you have all the things that make somebody want to buy what's on your other engine, which is the product, the service, the delivery. Now you can't fly this plane on one engine. You go round and round in circles. If you've got a great product, but you're not putting it in front of the right people, you will not sell it. If you've got great sales, but no product, you won't sell it. If you've got a great product and great sales and great brand and great service delivery, then you're on to a winner. And what you really need to do is always ask yourself, what part of my business is lacking at the moment? Is it brand, marketing, sales, i.e., do I need more customers? Or is it product? Is it service? Is it delivery? Is it the side of things where I'm not getting the thing that they need in front of them? And I think if you constantly, as you grow your business, adapt and ask yourself, which part of my business is suffering at the moment? What do I need to focus on? Then you'll know where to spend your capital, your time, your energy in order to generate the growth in your company that you need. So Mark, this video is entitled How to Become a Millionaire Fast. And I don't want to give you any disillusion about how quick this can be or how slow it is. Now, some products can really take off. You can hit upon a viral trend and your product or service can become big quickly. And I'll give you a great example of that. My brother and his business partner, they built a business called Airwheel, which basically sold, if you remember the electric hoverboards that you used to buy in Harrods, Maplin and all those sort of places, and they supplied into those businesses. Now they went from sort of zero turnover to multi-million pound turnover in a very, very short space of time. So if you hit upon a fad or a product that's in high demand and you're able to keep up with that demand and deliver it in line with customers' expectations, it can happen very quickly. We're not talking months, but we are talking a couple of years. However, if you are looking traditionally at businesses, it takes a few years to get going. So in my experience, year 1 and 2, they really are soul searching, finding a product, finding who you are, finding a brand, all those sort of things. As you approach years 3 and 4, you go through this growth phase. And certainly for me, in the businesses that I've been involved, the first couple of years are normally us putting systems in place, processes in place, understanding what our product is, starting to canvas customers. But it's when we get to like year 3 and 4, and once you've got sort of 5, 6, 7 employees, then you start to rocket your growth, because you're not just leveraging your time, you're leveraging other people's time, other people's money. You start really building up that growth phase. So let me give you a real world example from my world, and you're more than welcome to have a look at the website. If you go onto the description, there'll be a link to my website. On there you can click through to this business. It's called Fired. So the website actually launches on Tuesday. So after this video launches, the new website and the new brand goes live. But we bought this business and started trading it in October of last year. Now, when we bought the business, it was only turning over about £1,500 a week, so quite a small turnover, and we didn't pay a lot of money for it. We paid £30,000. But we then spent 3 months working like 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and this is not an exaggeration, developing our product and getting our team in place. And by developing our product and turning it into what we envisaged it was, McDonald's, okay, so burgers, pizzas and lush sauces to your door, McDonald's, but it's called Fired. But that was the premise, was to take the best bits of all of those businesses and deliver it to your door in one package. We have been able to take the turnover from about £1,500 a week to about 5 or 6 grand a week. That's in a very, very short space of time. We haven't even started the branding yet. Well, we have behind the scenes. We haven't launched any of it yet. It still looks awful from the front. But just by changing our product and just by changing the menu and our prices and all that sort of stuff, we've managed to take that turnover and increase it significantly, which has now meant that we've put a team of nearly, I don't know, 10, 12 people in place. Okay, COVID hit in January. We had to put a couple of people on furlough, reduce some hours. But, you know, we still got 10 really, really good people in that business who are helping us build it. We expect to be able to take that turnover from 5 or 6 grand a week into 20 grand a week once we release this new brand. Then from that, we're going to then open up new stores, franchise it out, take the McDonald's business model, really develop that ourselves and do our own stamp on it. But can you see where I'm going with this? Very, very quickly, we're going to take a business that was doing a very small amount of money with a very small amount of investment. We then put a lot of time into it, front-ended, for no rewards. I mean, we haven't made a penny yet of profit, but we will then look to scale it, and we're about to enter our growth phase. As soon as this brand happens, do you remember me talking about 2 engines? At the moment, we have a fantastic product, a fantastic service delivery. We've got all of this stuff sorted. The next thing we need to sort out, our brand, our sales, our marketing. And this is the bit that will turbocharge our growth. So we're going to take that single store, we're going to make it turn over 20k a week, we're going to make sure that there's about a 20% GP in there, and then we're going to franchise it out, we're going to scale it up, we're going to really look for investment. So for us to take that business and make £1 million in terms of equity, I say it would take us about 1 year. Once we get our first year's trading out of the way, I think that business will be worth £1 million. So I wasn't really telling you about that business in order to brag in any way, shape or form, and I hope it didn't come across that way. I just wanted to sort of give you an example of one of the businesses that I'm growing at the moment. And I'm growing several, the YouTube channel. This is a business for me. This is raising my brand, raising my profile. So far I've spent over £5,000 on a graphics designer, on branding and all the things that come with it, equipment, camera, audio, lighting, all these things. I've spent a lot of money on all of this stuff in order to create a brand around myself. So I want to really inspire people to go, actually, you know what, I can do this. And it doesn't have to be high budget, right? You can get services on Fiverr, you can get someone to knock you up a logo, really cheap, it won't cost a lot, and you can just get started. Once you've discovered a product or a service that you like, and you've started to develop your brand, you started to get customers, then you know you're onto something and you can start to scale it up. But I hope this video has been really helpful. I've really enjoyed putting it together. I know it's a bit longer than I expected it to be, and I do apologize about that. But at the same time, I wanted to get as much of this information to you as possible. I am going to be doing some long form content on this subject matter, because building businesses is something that I'm extremely passionate about, extremely. I love investing, but I love building businesses. And I want to inspire as many people to do as much as they possibly can. If you've got any questions, put them down in the comments. I answer every single one. And on Monday, remember, we're doing our prize draw. So if you haven't already entered, have a look at my last video. That video, you can enter, you can win the investment dividends from my investment account that I've just started for this channel. I think it was £25. It wasn't a lot of money, but at the same time, £25, free to enter. Please feel free to do so. Please like and subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've loved putting it together for you, and I will see you on Monday. Thank you so much.